Okay, you are live like always. Introduce yourself, introduce the run, and tell me when to start the time.
Okay, hi, I'm Leah. Fourth time showing up this marathon. You're gonna get used to me, if you haven't already. We're gonna be playing Diddy Racing this evening. Best racing game on the N64. I'd hope a lot of people agree. I'm just gonna get right into it because we have a bit of an introduction to the run as well to watch. Going to be using TT, who's an unlockable character and the fastest we can use. With all that out of the way, I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, boop. So to summarise what 100% is, pretty much we're going to be collecting everything that the game tracks. So we're going to be collecting all 5 golden trophies from the trophy races. We'll be collecting all golden balloons, all pieces of the TT amulet, all pieces of the Whizpick amulet, and also the 4 keys that are needed to unlock the mini games. 100% has somewhat of a complicated route. This is because of the wrong warp glitch, and I will get into the implications of this more when I actually start doing it. But yes, this is very much a route that can change on the fly sometimes.
Could you lower the game audio a bit?
Yep.
Good luck.
Oh, oops. I'll get that done as soon as I can. So to start off the run, we just go around the overworld. There are 4 balloons that are located here that we need to pick up. Okay, at least I got over. It shouldn't be too long here. Unless you do that. Okay. This is not ideal. Okay, so this allows me to actually talk about, we usually have music off for this game because it lags like hell, and the lag makes it really hard the lag makes it really hard to recover if you make a silly mistake such as that. Wow, okay. Right, I am actually already 30 seconds in the hole out of overworld. This is not a good start. Okay. Really bad start aside. Okay, there we go. Should be better now. Yes, what I was saying regarding the wrong warp glitch is that it's not uncommon to watch people play this game and see them with a bunch of skips, a bunch of splits that have been skipped due to getting one wrong warp outcome or the other. But anyway, you probably hear it before you see it. The main speed tech in the car vehicle is A-tapping. I'll explain it a bit more during Ancient Lake, but first we need to hit that cutscene skip. So by pausing on the last frame of the race, I am actually able to exit out of the race while saving my progression and pretty much skip the cutscene of being awarded the golden balloon, which in most cases saves 6 seconds every time. So, and across the whole run you can do 40 of those across the whole run. So, yes, it amounts to a pretty big time save overall to get 30 plus. Nobody has actually gotten all 40 in one run yet. a few people have gotten very close. There have been a lot of 39s. And yes, I should have explained A-tapping during that track, and I didn't. So A-tapping is... It's probably one of the most well-known bits of speed tech about this game. It is often misconstrued as being mashing, which is absolutely not the case. It's very much a rhythmic tapping. You want to be tapping once every 4 frames. So you can imagine 1 frame of tapping A and then 3 frames of not holding A immediately after, and rinse and repeat is ideally what you want. The complication arises when you realise that this game has a changing frame rate. And you can probably even see this if you pay enough attention. Kind of the standard frame rate the highest frame rate the game will try to run at is 30. However, it can also dip down to 20, 15, or even 12.5, depending on how much lag is present. Hold on. Yeah, I got sub-minute. Cool. Generally, sub-1 is the ideal time for that track. You can get all the way down to like 51, but sub-1 is... Most people aren't complaining about that. Take a little break from car to go to our first plane track. And often it will result in something like this. We are not quite going the way we're supposed to here. So pretty much the way I clipped out of bounds there is because by doing a barrel roll, I am able to avoid the effects of the liquid, in this case the lava, which would normally immediately push me back to the surface, but being in a barrel roll prevents that from happening, and it happens that there's just a gap in the track walls. I missed it.
By the way, I just want to mention that this track contains some really... Some Doppeldeutigkeiten in German.
Yeah. Just like that is the 4th race in Dino Domain, so we're going up against the first boss. That's pretty much the format of most areas in this game. You complete 4 races and then you race the boss, and then we'll see what happens after beating the boss. We're gonna have a rather normal race against him. And just for fun, I just feel like giving him a head start. I don't know why, I just feel like it. That's weird. I don't know why that's come up. Oh, okay. Okay, so that is a tricky skip. By driving backwards and going around to the beginning of the track, by going around to the very beginning of the track behind the finish line, and driving up onto the wall a little bit, I'm able to grab a checkpoint from the end of the track. From there is a 50-50 chance that I... Actually, no, to explain it a different way, there is a checkpoint there that will oscillate every frame, so every frame it alternates between 2 different checkpoint values. If I get one of those values, and then continue driving around, it will then start to lower my checkpoint value until it matches up with the checkpoint value of the finish line. So pretty much... Oh wow, I can't believe I went right through that. Okay. Pretty much allows you to finish the race in about 12 seconds. That is if you get it first try. Because it's a 50-50 chance pretty much, we can't really like manipulate it consistently. Or at all, actually. Implying I can manipulate it at all is kind of misleading, so yeah. I unfortunately messed this minigame up a little bit, so I'm probably going to get an egg stolen by Banjo. Yep. Banjo doing silly things. That's fine. I didn't unfortunately... Okay, yeah. This minigame's gone very wrong, unfortunately. There is a fast way to do this minigame, I did not quite get it. To be honest, the fastest backup probably would have been to restart. But, I guess what I can say is that if anyone's trying to learn how to do this minigame, I think the best bit of advice is not to go too fast, because that's a fairly easy way to screw it up. Because in fact, if you do go too fast, then that messes up the CPU pathing more than you might think. Ideally, I try to not do any A-tapping or barrel rolls in that. At least for the first part. And that usually sets me up just fine. Anyway, completing the first tricky race has unlocked the silver coin races for this area, where the objective is now to get all of the silver coins while still winning the race. And I should also explain bananas quickly. Oh no, having a drink. Bananas work very much like coins in some of the Mario Kart games, where you can collect up to 10 of them to gain a speed boost for each one. Specifically adds 2.5% to your speed and acceleration for each one. Caps out at 10, but that doesn't mean that extra bananas aren't useful, because if you get hit by a trap or a missile from one of the other races, you will lose 2 bananas. So having extra ones as backup can help to get you back up to speed more quickly. And I'll use this ancient lake to explain something else about A-tapping. When I'm coming off a boost like that, or like right now, I'm actually tapping a little more slowly, kind of easing back into it, rather than immediately going back to full speed A-tapping. This is called feathering, and it does allow the boost to... it allows us to hold on to our boost a little longer. Generally, a lot of going fast in this game revolves around just preserving boosts as much as you can. Especially in car and hovercraft. I suppose I should talk a little more about Fossil Canyon, this track. It's kind of like one of the hardest second tracks ever in a racing game. Anything can happen here, pretty much. Some really inconsistent terrain, all kinds of jumps and bounces and stuff. Yeah, anything can happen. It's a really important track to be good at. And from a lot of these jumps I'm landing from, I'm trying to tap the A button right before I land. There's about a 2-frame window to do it, and what I'm trying to do is an air tap, as we call that. So when you take a jump while you've got boost in car, your speed will pretty much stay the same for the duration of that jump. What I'm trying to do with air taps is to get an additional speed boost when I land, pretty much. Or rather, preserve even more of that speed when I land. The best way to think of it is to think of it as if I'm trying to get my wheels spinning before I hit the ground. I would have liked to hit that. I'll have to do this a little bit differently now. We can still go out of bounds in this track. It still is faster. Just have to get all the coins on that one. With some of the bananas as well. Oh, whoops, I messed that up slightly. There are just 2 checkpoints I'm hitting in this track, one at the very top and one at the very bottom. Although I'm gonna have to go back in early here because I missed that coin up there. For the most part in plane, I'm actually not touching the A button at all, ideally. Exceptions are if I'm trying to be careful, like I was there. Ah, I missed Hot Top again. 6 out of 8 cutscene skips this dino, I missed both Hot Tops. But yes, for the most part, I'm not touching the A button at all in plane, and you'll see that more in some other plane tracks. But for now, we've got another tricky race, and same story as before. I did get lucky the first time, and I did get a first try tricky skip, but I'm probably not going to get lucky again. Although to be fair, it seems to be somewhat of a tradition for marathon runs to get double first try tricky for some reason. I don't know, maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it. Oh, that's probably not gonna work. Oh, okay, never mind. The wrong way is a sign that it works. Okay. Yeah, sure. And I'm resetting the console there to just skip watching a bunch of cutscenes. And go straight back to the overworld. We're going to be resetting the console about like 5 more times in this run. It'll reset it after most of the boss races. For now, Taj the Genie has presented us with his first vehicle challenge. There's one of these for each vehicle. The car one's really simple. Kind of just A-tapping practice, to be honest. Because this challenge actually showcases the 3 key frame rates for car, which are 30, 20, and 15. It's a little faster to cut through the off-road here for this ending. Oh no. Okay, I didn't DQ. Good. There is a minor risk when doing that you can disqualify from the race, which of course means you have to do it again. I thought I was a bit close there, but thankfully it didn't happen. But with one more balloon under our belt, we are going to head over to Snowflake Mountain now. I am missing so many barrel rolls today. Wow. Some people say this is the hardest world in speedrunning. Some top runners say that. I don't know if I agree with that opinion, but it's definitely quite a difficult world, Snowflake Mountain. Especially this track, across the village. I mentioned briefly that I mentioned briefly when I was completely messing up the overworld that we usually turn music off for this game because of lag, and this is a track where you really feel the difference between music and no music. Of course I'm keeping music on for this whole run because this game has really good music and want to have some fun, but yeah, you really feel the difference in tracks like this that are very laggy due to, in that case, like the fog effects and the snow, all of that causes stress on the N64. Exact technical details I don't know, I'm not a specialist, but yeah. This also means this is quite a difficult cutscene skip here. And I got it, nice. It can often go down to 15 FPS at the finish line there, which makes the cutscene skip really hard. Generally 20 FPS is what you want to be seeing when you're going for cutscene skips. It's just the easiest frame rate to consistently hit cutscene skips with. Right. Sneaky little key grab there. Ah. The thing about this game as well is that it's very feel-based. Like, a lot of games are kind of set in stone. Oh my. DKR isn't really like that. Like, yeah, it really is incredibly feel-based. Some things can really only be described as, yeah, you just kind of have to figure it out by playing. Here are some pointers, but you have to figure it out for yourself. Because, due to the changing frame rate of the game, the same inputs will not always result in the same results. Also, this is an inbounds playing track. This has no shortcut, and I want to see if I can do it quite cleanly. It'd be quite nice, because I'm fairly good at this track usually. Hope I don't jinx myself with that. 4. Oh, missed that boost. Okay, well this is a lot more difficult to get sub 1 in now. It's still doable, definitely. Okay, never mind, I've really just jinxed myself. I was asking for that to happen, honestly. Anyway, yes, tracks like this you can get big boost chains without having to press anything on the accelerator. I really would like to hit that zipper. This is not a clean Everfrost Peak, unfortunately. But I can usually get this track comfortably under 56 seconds most of the time I play it. 3, 4, 5... Didn't quite get the balloon there, but fairly decent chain there. That's a double buffered cutscene skip. If you don't hit the first frame, or if you don't hit the correct frame the first time, you can buffer the cutscene skip. You don't want to have to do this, but it is a thing you can do. And another thing about plane is that barrel rolls essentially act as their own boosts, so keeping your speed up by barrel rolling and boosting is by far the most effective way to travel in plane, as opposed to holding the A button. This is quite a difficult card track, definitely one of the hardest card tracks in the run. I don't know, I think I struggle with it more than other people do, for some reason. You can use this balloon earlier. I choose to not do that, I just choose to chain it here. Big speed across the finish line. Ooh, okay. It would have been nice to get that extra balloon, but this is still pretty decent. Still sub 120. Nice. In a 100% run, I'm happy with sub 120 there. This is Bluey the Walrus, and this is our first hovercraft race, actually. Despite not being in the water world, we are finally seeing this vehicle. Casuals hate it, speedrunners love it. And in hovercraft, the main speed tech is snaking, so I'm moving the joystick from up left to up right, while holding the R button, and I'm also A-tapping. One sec. Ah, I really wanted to get that. I've not been hitting very much this run, I really wanted to get that. But anyway, Yes, I am moving the joystick from upright to upright while holding R, and then I'm A-tapping on top of it, which makes us go much faster than you can otherwise go in hover. And the A-tapping in hover is actually not the same as A-tapping in car. It's more so, it's better to describe it as A-releasing, I'd say. Because whereas in car you wanted to only tap it for a frame, in hover you ideally only want to release it for one frame. So it's the release that gives you the speed in hover, more so than the tapping. And here is Taj's Hover Challenge. Some people love this race, most people hate it. Because the thing about snaking, and the A-tapping and all that, well, mostly the snaking, is that snaking really can hurt your hand after a while. And this track is about 1 minute and 10 seconds of just A-tapping and snaking with no breaks. See, at least in most tracks you have a break every so often with a boost. Not here. You do not have any breaks here. So, when you're learning hover, it's very important to take breaks, kind of build up the resistance to snaking over time. Oh no, oh no. Okay, I thought I was going to disqualify that. You're not supposed to go around that bridge, but it's a tiny bit faster than going inside. But it almost led to me being disqualified. Nobody wants to play Hover Challenge twice in a row. Except for the weirdos that do. Yeah, ideally I like to be getting at least a low 110 now. I should also note that we left Snowflake Mountain after only finishing the first round of races. And the reason for that is that it's faster to come back there later due to wrong warp routing. Oh wow, I got caught on the door. And we're going to do a similar thing here in Sherbet Island. We're going to complete the first round of races and then head off and come back later. I feel like Sherbet Island is the silent killer of this game. I don't know if I'm alone on this, but I feel like Sherbet Island is one of the harder areas. Or at least I struggle with it a lot, as you can see. Not usually that much, but I have a lot of problems with Sherbet Island, and I feel like not a lot of other runners do. Wow, okay, did he put me to complete stop there? Yeah, I just had no chance to hit the boost chain there, that's a bit of a shame. I got close on lap 1, but CPU's destroyed me there. 50 is kind of bad. I really want to be hitting around 38 for that. Just a raw 12-second time loss. But yeah, from a rather hard car track into a rather difficult hover track. In fact, I'd say probably the hardest track. The hardest hover track in the run, probably. This track's got a load of potential boost chains you can hit, and missing them loses a decent bit of time each time you do it. See, the thing about hover is that, unlike car, where you can easily go back into regular A-tapping from a boost, in hover you actually need to hold the accelerator down for a bit after you come off a boost, before you can start A-tapping again. Which means that you want to be in the boost state as long as possible, ideally. So, anytime you can chain boosts, you really want to be doing as much as possible. And ideally I'd be looking for a sub 50 there, but I mean I didn't screw up majorly anywhere. This This is one of 2 tracks that doesn't actually have any blue balloons in it. So this one's rather similar to the time trial for this track, which in time trial mode you do not have any balloons or other races on the tracks. And speaking of time trials, it's where I put most of my time in this game. Like, RTA has been kind of an afterthought for me for most of my time playing this game. There is a key down here. On the bright cycle. Yes, barely got it on that water cycle. For context, I am the current time trial champion for this game. I have been for about 2 years now. And yes, it's definitely like my first love in this game, but I'm trying to get more into RTA. This year especially. On that note, check out our time trial site dkr64.com if you're interested. This last turn can be quite deadly, but what I tend to do for that last turn is slow down by intentionally holding the A button a little bit earlier than I'm supposed to. Because trying to do that turn at full speed, the YOLO turn, is really risky. At the start of every race, except for this one, I have been skipping the cutscene of the camera panning round. I'm only not doing that in this one because it's the only track where it's actually faster to not do that. The cutscene's really short for some reason. I find this track a lot harder than I think other people do, for the most part. I used to be somewhat known for being a hover specialist in this game, but like 2 out of the 3 hover tracks in 100% give me a lot of problems compared to other runners, I think. Oh wow, that is not a good balloon to miss. This whale can be a pain to work with. Would like to hit this balloon here. I did not get it any lap. How it tends to go, but I got the cutscene skip against all odds. That's a tough cutscene skip to hit, especially if you don't have a boost. Somehow it worked, so we're not going to complain. Alright, this is Bubbler, the boss that says alcohol. And now we've got him, and now we're far away from him, so he's not going to say it anymore. Gotta keep it PG-13. He totally says alcohol though. This is one of the only tracks in the game where it's actually ideal to build up boosts until you have a level 3 boost. Just because there's nowhere good to really use it other than the ending stretch. And also because the thing I mentioned in Pirate Lagoon...
By the way, it's fine to talk about non-PG-13 stuff because I have swearing on.
Yeah, the thing I mentioned in Pirate Lagoon about having to build up your speed again after every boost in hover applies here, and I completely screwed up the ending boost twice in this run. Whoops. By hitting traps. But yeah, it would mean you have to build your speed back up after each individual balloon. It's just not worth it. So just do one big one across the finish line, which I only did cleanly one time. Normally I like to be hitting around a 54, 55 there, but that was a 100. Oh well. And yeah, same story as Snowflake Mountain, where we're immediately resetting the console and moving to other areas after completing the first 4 races. And with that in mind, we're now seeing our 3rd Tard challenge. The one that has the most potential to go wrong as well. This is Plane Challenge. It'll be quite difficult. Despite being a rather simple plane track and one of the shorter ones, this turn especially can really be a killer. That is a very deadly turn. That area of the island has a very low frame rate, and low frame rate does not mean good things usually. Namely that it's way harder to turn, and you lose a lot of your speed, so you kind of have to pre-turn it before you load in the part that makes it lag. And now around Taj, he's going to give me some lag as well, just as a treat. Ooh, okay, I somehow made that work, okay. Almost got a 54 there. Okay, actually nothing went wrong there somehow. That's much appreciated. Usually something goes wrong there. So now we're back in Donor Domain for some reason. That's because we're going to be doing the trophy race now for Donor Domain. Well, not exactly for Donor Domain. But, get used to seeing these 4 tracks. Because, we're going to be seeing them a lot. And for that reason, it's also very important to be good at these tracks. In a 100% run. I should mention about the CPUs, they're, for the most part, they're more so static obstacles than actual annoyances, like in a certain worse racing game on the N64. They don't rubber band or anything. And generally we're going to be lapping them once, or maybe even twice sometimes. So you kind of have to get used to what pace you're on for each track, so you know when you're going to be meeting up with them, and also what to expect with any traps they might have laid down. Nice. For that jump I am holding down left on the joystick. Ooh, nice. You can go really fast in this game. Ah, never mind. Immediately jinxed myself after a great lap 2. Yep, no, this is not sub-minute anymore. That's a shame. It's okay, I've got plenty more opportunities to get sub-1 there. Oh, okay, I messed up my turn there. Somehow backed it up without too much time loss. I'm doing 3 A taps in the air on that jump near the end. Not to be confused with air taps. I think the reason why I do 3 there is because it kind of helps with timing the air tap at the end. Yeah. I don't think it actually does much to your speed, if at all. Right, back in Hot Top, we're going to be going out of bounds, but not in the same spot. Just bear with me a second. Okay, you probably have like 5 questions on your mind right now. So how did we get there? Well, there's a wrong warp underneath the finish line in Hot Top Volcano. That's the wrong warp I alluded to earlier in the run. And this is what happens when we use it to its full potential. Because we're still in the trophy race state, but we first need to complete the minigame in Snowflake Mountain, Icicle Pyramid. Get up here and pretty much homing missile camp. And of course I got a bad pattern. Wonderful. Alright, I have to improvise now. Because I did not get a good pattern. Usually RNG doesn't matter too much, but sometimes things just go wrong out of your control here. Not much you can do about it, so I'm actually losing considerable time to this. Which is just unfortunate. Usually this is one of the easiest minigames. Yeah, sometimes things just happen. Alright, I'm gonna get him when he comes around here. Okay. I mean, silly. Not much you can do. So that awards us with the TT Amulet piece, but we're still in the trophy race, because the TT Amulet piece takes priority over the trophy race. So now what we're going to do is go back in, and we're going to die. I skidded really far there. We're going to die. Please, balloon. Thank you. So why have I just done that? Well, that counts as the last race of the trophy race. It counts as a 4th place finish, which is enough to get me the gold trophy. And now you might be wondering, okay, that looks like it's in down to the main. So why have you just done that? Why have you just gone to Snowflake Mountain to do that? The reality is, I actually just got the gold trophy for Snowflake Mountain. It only checks the last, it really only checks for the world in which the last track was done. And in that case, the last quote-unquote track was done in Snowflake Mountain, so I am awarded the Snowflake Mountain trophy. And you can probably see how it's gonna go for acquiring the rest of the trophies from there. Pretty much a rinse and repeat process. Go into each world after doing the first 3 tracks in Down of the Main. Except for Down of the Main itself, of course. And the reason why this is convenient is because Down of the Main has by far the fastest tracks out of any trophy. You know, you got Ancient Lake and Jungle Falls are about 35 seconds each, and Fossil Canyon's about a minute, ideally. So, yeah, really not very long compared to some of the later tracks. Also, I should just point out this race is quite difficult. Frosty Village Coins is one of the hardest races in the run to do optimally because of audible lag, and I just remembered I need to get that. Ah! I should have gotten that on lap 2, and I forgot to. And this is the price I pay. Ah, I knew I'd miss that. Yeah, again, very difficult cutscene skip to hit. I'm not surprised, really. Typical meltdown on that track, to be honest. Snowflake Coins is just generally really difficult. I'm taking the right half lap 1, both to pick up bananas and to get the 2 coins that are here. Better to go lap 1 to get those bananas early on, taking hops out later in the race. I needed to get that. Did I? No, it wasn't that one. It's this one I missed. Okay, there we go. I'll just get this now so I don't have to think about it. This is far from PB pace, so I'll take a safer detour there. And I just got unlucky there. They are on cycles, I just did not know what cycles they'd be on because this is a really Snowball Valley coins. And EP coins, Everfrost P coins, is even harder. They're not the hardest, the single hardest coin race in the game. That's coming down. The single hardest coin race is coming a bit later, but these are definitely up there. in cases like that where you mess up, you have to hold A to kind of back up in plane. Back up any silly time losses that might occur like that. So you get most of the coins that one there. Sneaky, getting that one there. I'm missing a lot of boosts. Ooh, very nearly hit that left wall. Alright, go full speed for the last lap. Nothing else to get. Oh, nearly perfect. Yeah, you really don't catch a break in Snowflake Mountain, to be honest. Yeah. Whoops. Yes, that is bouncy ice. I don't know why it's bouncy, but it is. In the DS remake, it's actually changed to water, which is, you know, nicer to deal with. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention that when I'm in that loop, I'm actually hugging the right wall at all times. I don't know why, it's just faster. Even compared to hugging the left wall, for some reason it's about 20% faster to hug the right one. And it's also convenient because it sets us up perfectly for leaving the loop. With this big right turn here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Did not decide which way to go there. Alright, and back up to Bluey. Not too much is different in Bluey 2 for us, other than the fact that some of the balloons are missing. Which means I can't attempt the other bounds that I tried to attempt the first time. And missed. So this is a very simple race, not too much going on here. Tiny corner cut there. There's only one balloon at the end here, so I've got to use it just a bit later. Could not find a reset button on the console. 43 is pretty much an ideal time there. Right, so what we just did was clear out Snowflake Mountain completely. We're completely done with it. And we're now going to do the same with Sherbet Island. Taj no longer presents us with a challenge because we've completed all of them, but we do still want to switch to plane, and it's actually faster to go into plane challenge again, rather than just going in and asking to change to plane. Saves about a second every time you need to go into Dino Domain. Alright, so 4th time playing this track now. Have you gotten used to it yet? Don't worry, we've got a couple more repeats on our way.
At least it's more.
At least
it's more interesting than Baby Park.
Yeah. If you think this is bad, you're not ready for any percent, where most of the run is these repeats to get the trophies. You almost don't see any other world in any percent, other than Dino Domain. And for some reason, any percent is the one that they love accepting into marathons. I don't know why. It actually just got accepted into Midwest Speedfest like last night, and any percent's also been run at
Maybe the people
couple
that accept runs like seeing something like Baby Park for the 10 billion time.
Yeah, that might be it. Or it might just be that it's a really convenient length, because it's about a 50-minute category with a safe estimate, as opposed to like there really isn't any other category in the game that's around that length. This one's close to 2 hours. There are some shorter ones around 30 minutes. But yeah, any percent's really kind of in a league of its own. Nice 58. But yeah, it was at ESA Summer 23, Summer 24. I was there for that one. It's been at a couple of hotfixes in GDQ, and it's now in Midwest Speedfest in a couple of weeks. Like, any percent is just adored for some reason. And I guess I just don't understand because I never run any percent really. I will this year, but it's too much. Oh, well, how did I not spin out there? It's too much of like a volatile category for me to like it. This is an okay Dino Trophy. So we're gonna rinse and repeat. Do the wrong warp again. It can be quite hard to hit the exact spot sometimes, like I failed at that. It's a really tiny spot. I have to go back and forth a few times. Like that. Oh! Nice. Okay. Nice, I get to show this off. Okay. So that one walk can give you 3 different outcomes. It can put you in Dragon Forest in a car, it can put you in Dragon Forest in a plane, or it can put you in the overworld. If you get Dragon Forest in a plane, the route completely changes. And I have just skipped every split for the next half hour. Okay, so I guess I get to talk about Smokey early. Okay, so this is the boss of Dragon Forest, Smokey. It's gotten out of bounds. I almost forgot to C-press. What I just did there was press the speedometer, which causes a lag spike on the spot pretty much. And it makes the out of bounds clip there substantially easier. To the point that it used to be a run ending trick, because you need to do it twice at top level. But with this C-press it actually works pretty much 99% of the time. It's a major discovery the past year that's made 100% a lot more accessible. But yeah, just like that, yeah, we've had the opportunity to go here early because we got Dragon Forest in a plane. Which essentially allows us to fly out of bounds in the overworld, or in the lobby there, and yeah. And the effects of this will become apparent later on. But for now, I'm gonna go back over to Sherbet Island and finish that off, because I never actually finished that off. And just like the TT amulet, beating the boss takes priority over finishing the trophy race, so we are still in the trophy race. I'm actually quite happy I got that. And overall, getting Dragon Plane allows you to save up to possibly 25 seconds. It's not a free time save, but if you do it correctly, it can save up to 25 seconds. For now, though, we've got the hardest minigame, Darkwater Beach. I'm not very good at this one. Just a single rocket snipe there. And there. Okay. Anything involving single rocket snipes in this level is the worst. So from there, if you mess up, the fastest alternative is to start camping balloons, homing missiles. There is a fast strategy for this minigame, which I am nowhere close to hitting myself. Well, that just went nowhere. Right, not too long now. Oh, ow. That's mean. We need to kill this guy. Anyway, I hope that didn't make you too dizzy. That's our third TT amulet piece, and again that takes priority over the trophy. So, much like we did with Icicle Pyramid, we're now finally going to go back and get the trophy by losing that minigame. It can be awkward to lose quickly, sometimes. Please, move back. You can reverse and hover, but for some reason it wasn't working now. Okay. There is our Sherbet Island trophy. And we are now going to complete Sherbet Island as normal. So the coin races in the second boss race. I really would have liked to hit that. I have a habit of missing that one. Okay, I mean, at least I got it. Really stupid movement, but it worked. Whoa, okay, good. Another really messy TC. 50 again. For coins, you like to be hitting at least like a 45 or so, usually. In Pirate Lagoon, there are a variety of strats runners use for this track, in coins. I just use a fairly simple, just get all the coins on that one. I think it's just the best way to do it. Different to the regular race here is that I actually have the opportunity to get to 10 bananas. So I'll be going a bit faster for the rest of this track as well compared to the first race. Damn it. Oops. Oh wow, I just missed every boost on that. Excellent. Do a bit better this. Never mind. Missed like 5 boosts in a row. Ah, and that chain. That is a really painful chain to miss. Okay, this is not a good Pirate Lagoon coins. Barely sub 1. I'd like to be hitting around 54 on that. Crescent Island. It can be a bit hard to control the extra speed sometimes if you're used to doing it with only like 4 bananas. As if it doesn't save a whole lot anyway, to be honest. Right. Pretty much good to play this as a normal track now. Something I haven't mentioned yet in car is that you can actually control your height in the air to some extent. So right here, I'm pulling back on the joystick so I gain a little bit more airtime. It allows me to fly a little bit more with the boost I have. Nice, 109 first try cutscene skip. That's actually quite good. It allows me to fly a little more. It's not applicable everywhere, but it can be a big help in some places, or sometimes you might need to do the opposite. You might want to grind yourself more quickly, in which case it can also do that. Nice, I actually got that cleanly for once. And I'm still missing that balloon every time. That's just the railway experience. I need to get that coin lap 3. Right, yeah, one at the very end I missed, so I need to get it lap 3. Oh god, okay, we're fine. That whale can cause a lot of problems. Okay, still first try cutscene scare. That's pretty much the same as, pretty much the same time as my normal railway actually. Okay. Right, let's hope my Bubble 2 race is actually pretty decent, unlike the first one. There's a decent chance I actually get a better time in the Bubble 2 race than I got in the Bubble 1 race. This, the difference is that he now drops more dangerous traps, bubbles, and there's one less balloon as well. Means I can take a tighter line now because I don't have to get around away for I do not have to go out of my way for a balloon there, so I can just take a much tighter line. But yeah, only 2 balloons. A bit less exciting. You can take the inside line here on all laps but lap 3, because lap 3 there will be a bubble there. And this is probably like one of the hardest races for a casual player. Who, like, casual players, you know, probably not knowing how hovercraft works, not knowing that you can even press the R button, stuff like that. And also making it worse for themselves by using Pipsy, who is one of the worst characters in the game. Do not be fooled. Pipsy is a very popular casual pick, but she is really bad at speedrunning. Pretty much the worst character. And she doesn't make it any easier to beat Bubbler 2. You really need to be picking a stronger character like Banjo for that race normally, in a casual playthrough. Just trying to think about my route here. Yes, I know what I need to do. I should have gone to plane challenge, that's fine. Only a 1 second time loss. You have to think sometimes, because the route gets really confusing, especially if you get Dragon Plane. Because now my brain's telling me, oh wait, you've already been to Dragon. And I have to think, no. Whoops. I turned indicators off and then I forgot to press the accelerator. Whoops. It actually does give me something else to talk about. I lied a little bit when I said there's no rubber banding in this game. There is one piece of rubber banding, but it's very minor, which is that other races, depending on if you get no start boost, a weak start boost, or a normal start boost, the other races will get similar results themselves. So in that case, a bunch of them might have missed a start boost, because I missed it. And what I was trying to do, and I should have tried to do later in the track instead of right there, was turn off the indicators. Generally, I like to play with zoomed out camera 100% of the time. I also like to play with the map instead of speedometer, because it causes a bit less lag. And it also allows me to quickly switch to the speedometer to get those lag spikes if I like them. It's really nice, it's pretty much a lag button. See right. Not so many uses in 100%, but a lot of uses in time trials. Which is really cool. I really never explained it until now, but kind of the theory with boosts in this game is that each boost has two halves to it. In the first half of the boost, you want to be building up as much speed as you can, and for that you need a high frame rate. So you really want to be hitting 30 FPS on a lot of zippers in this game. Nice, 59. Really want to be hitting 30 FPS on most of the zippers in this game where possible. But in the second half, you're no longer gaining any speed and you just want to preserve it as much as you can, in which case you then want a lower frame rate, so it decays a bit more slowly. So, in time trials, often what we do is we will play with music off to help us get lagless on zippers, and then we might possibly introduce a C-press, which is a quick speedometer switch to get that lag spike. How did I not have a single wall bump in any of that? What the hell? Or we can create the lag through other means. In car, for example, full steering after hitting a zipper will not only build more speed, but it will also increase lag by creating some red tire marks on the ground. Pretty much everything increases lag. We do still have to get the Down to the Main trophy, so we're actually going to do that right now before we go to Dragon Forest and get that trophy. I only have 2 bananas, that's not very good. I'd like to have at least 5 for the out of bounds. You can get 6. 2 is not good. It dramatically changes my barrel roll spacing. I pretty much have to do an entire extra barrel roll each time now. But yeah, we want to do this one before Dragon, just because it works out better with the routing. When I was doing this race normally, while I was completing Down the Domain, I went back inbounds, so I could, you know, see a bit more easily when I need to cutscene skip, but it's actually a bit faster to finish out of bounds, so I just do that in the trophy, because you don't need to cutscene skip in trophies. But this time, when we're going to see it, we actually have the Down the Domain trophy, for real. And now another go round.
I think at the end of the one we really like the first 4 tracks.
Yeah, you got to learn to enjoy them, really. If you want to enjoy the category, you've really got to learn to find fun in these tracks. Especially Fossil Canyon. Like, Fossil Canyon's the big one that people worry about. A lot. See, can I get another sub 1? Maybe even a 57 or lower. I never really explain what we're doing in the canyon here. Take a boost, take a balloon, and ideally get that balloon as well. And ideally hit all your air taps as well to preserve speed on when you land in all those various instances. And if you get the complete strat with the balloon in the canyon being used to go across the finish line, that's called Canyonless, which is definitely not a name taken from a certain trick in another N64 game. See if I can get it here. This is not my last chance in the run, spoilers. Oh, Diddy. Oh, okay. Aimed perfectly to get that. Okay, but that was a complete mess. Okay, scratch sub 1, that wasn't even sub 110. That was awful. I just completely lost control. I think Jungle Falls tends to be the favourite of the first 3 tracks here. It's really fast, really fun. When it goes well. It's kind of a fan favourite track in this game. Alright, and we're going back to wrong warping and hot top. What I do not want to see here is an overworld warp. That would be really annoying if I got that. Okay, I don't know how I got out of bounds there, but I'll take it. No way. Ponytail, are you seeing this? Okay. As you might be able to tell, that's not very common at all. Okay, this changes things even more. Okay, so for reference, just so you get an idea of the numbers we're dealing with here, getting a Dragon Car Warp is about a 75% chance. Getting either Dragon Plane or Overworld is about a 12.5% chance. And I have just got double Dragon Plane. Okay. Double Dragon Plane doesn't save very much time compared to single Dragon Plane. It's a very rare route, and it's kind of a miracle it even happened just now. That's actually my first time getting double Dragon Plane. Myself. The commonly agreed upon thing to do if you get double Dragon Plane is to go to do the minigame early. Which we've just done. So now we actually have a completed TT Amulet. So this is a lot earlier than you would otherwise get the TT Amulet in a run. Aside from that, we do still need to finish the trophy, as before. And the fastest way to do that is in Haunted Woods. You actually don't want to lose the minigame to do it, because it takes ages to lose the minigame. It's even slower than winning it. So you just do this quick 40-second track instead. This is a very good car track. I like this one a lot. It's also very difficult. Deceptively hard for being such a short track. Oh, Diddy. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say that wasn't catastrophic, and then it kinda was. There we go. And now we actually have our Dragon Trophy, so now we're actually gonna play Dragon, finally. Something I need to remember now, because I got to, because I was able to go to the minigame early, I technically, if this were not 100%, if I was just trying to, you know, beat all the minigames, I guess, I would not need to get the key in this area. But because this is 100%, that is actually included as part of the definition of the category, so I do still need to get it, even though I was able to complete the minigame without it. I need to remember to get that. The run's technically invalid if I don't do that. We had a case not too long ago where we actually had to reject someone's PB because they got double Dragon Plane, and forgot to get the key in this area. For the record, they've now beaten that time by 50 seconds, so all is good. And yeah, I just completely glossed over the fact that I'm out of bounds here as well. Most of the plane tracks in this game have an out of bounds, at least in the run. And this is the hardest one of them all. You're really not supposed to be able to get out. I don't really know why it works exactly. Kind of forcing myself against the slope, but it somehow gets me out. And yeah, the out of bounds movement is also really tough compared to other plane tracks. Also, you might notice I'm already in the coin race. Now, how the hell did that happen, you might ask? Well, so when I beat Smokey early, because I got the first Dragon Plane, I was able to beat Smokey early, and that means that, well, beating the first boss is the only requirement for coin races to be unlocked, although you can't actually go back into the doors. I knew that would happen. So many CPUs, it was not going to work. It's not uncommon to miss that in coins. You have very few bananas to work with in coins. This is pretty much the hardest race in the run, to be honest. But anyway, because I've already beaten Smokey, the coin race is just immediately unlocked after I finish the normal race. So what that means is that if I get a cutscene skip, instead of returning to lobby, I can actually just hit restart race, and I'm right back here now. And that is the entire reason why Dragon Plane saves time. Let's get this time. Thank you. It's a lot harder when you have CPUs to deal with, like I did the first time. So yeah, I'm actually able to immediately go back into the same race. Really quite a miracle we even got to see that, to be honest. And this pretty much saves an additional 6 seconds over... Okay, so generally a cutscene skip saves about 6 seconds. This saves an additional 6 seconds every time, pretty much. The 4 buffer. I go back in bounds a bit early to just see the finish line a bit more easily. So yeah, if you do that 4 times for each track in this area, you can theoretically save another 24-25 seconds over if you did not get Dragon Plane. This is another rather difficult card track. That zipper is often lagless even if you have music on. There's a lot of speed in this track. This is one of my favourite card tracks as well. Big fan of this one. Oh, timber. Okay. Oops. Oh dear. I'm inside your walls. Ah. It's not uncommon to miss that one. I forgot to C-press there. We actually tend to C-press there to make that one a bit easier. Wait, can I? I could just do coins right now. Okay. I don't get Dragon Plane very often. I forget what I can do. Yeah, this track has a rather high frame rate around the finish line. We've covered some tracks that are difficult to hit the cutscene skip in because they have a low frame rate, but high frame rate can be just as difficult sometimes. And what we can sometimes do here, or what some runners do here, including me, but I forgot to do it, is actually do a C-press around the finish line to lower the frame rate, because 20 FPS is a bit easier to cutscene skip with than 30. Yeah. Also, casually, this is probably one of the hardest races in the game. Oh god. Casually, this is one of the most notorious races in the game. Really difficult race to win when you don't know any speed tech and when you properly play as Pipsy, because, I don't know, casual players love her. I can't really talk, I was a tip-top player. Let's do it this time. There we go. So we're now actually presented with the boss door, and this is because we have... Okay, so when the game is trying to present the boss cutscene to you, or rather this door cutscene, it just checks for how many balloons you've earned in that area. And because I've just done the silver coin races and the normal races for both of the first two tracks, I have 4 balloons, but that doesn't mean I played the first 4 tracks in their entirety. In fact, I've already beaten Smoky 1, so actually I don't want to go in that door at all, because that will just be doing Smoky 1 again, and there's no point in doing that. What I'm going to do is also not forget to get the key, because I had the extremely rare double dragon plane, and that meant I could get to Smoky Castle early, but I do still need the key. I get it right now. Clean? Ah, not clean. So, okay, we've confirmed we're not going to accidentally invalidate the run. Not that this is even close to my PB, but, you know, just for completeness sake. Yeah, this is one of my... I think this is my favourite hover track in the run. I'd say. I don't know, I'm just considerably better at this one than Whereway and Pirate Lagoon. Nice. That can be a fairly difficult cutscene skip to hit because you've got no boost over the finish line. Generally, like, you like to have some boost over the finish line. It can be a bit easier to pinpoint the exact frame at which you cross it if you have some boost going on. I knew I would want there, as those, in their entirety. Actually go out of our way to grab this balloon, which is not normally faster, but we need to get this coin, so it just replaces that other balloon we normally get. Because I finally get to show this off as well. This is the Leah strap. I don't think you probably didn't see it, because it's a really minor thing, but... Whoops, I forgot about that coin, I'll get that back 3. When you are in the air and hover, it can be faster to actually pull back on the joystick, and for some reason it grounds you more quickly, and for some reason it also feels like it speeds you up a little bit. I have no idea why. It's named the Leah strap because I was the one who ruined the vehicle, I mean found it. And this is one of the tracks you can apply it. See, there's that key. Fair and square. But we don't have to go there. Because we've already been to Haunted Woods in the Trophy Race, we can just skip the cutscene immediately. We often get completely destroyed at the beginning of Haunted Woods. It's not out of the ordinary. Just a bunch of CPUs trying to get in front of you all at once. So just one more round of this, and then we've got the coins. Bumper. Okay, actually that worked. Aw, I missed her. Okay, I got 3 out of the 4 Dragon Plane cutscene skips, so I saved 18 seconds with it. And again, in coins, I get utterly destroyed at the beginning. This is a fairly chill coin track, to be honest. Even though the track itself is quite difficult, coins aren't too bad. They're in fairly tame locations. Oops. That is a rather blind turn, honestly. CPUs are right here, gonna cause us some problems. Like that. Timber has something against me. It's always him, I swear. It's him or Diddy, usually. I don't know why. I don't know how I got that cutscene skip. That's really silly. Okay, now we actually go and do the boss. For real this time. And same story as before, pretty much. This is very similar to the first Mickey race. It's gonna go out of bounds fairly quick. Okay, how did I not want that? That's crazy. Go out of bounds fairly quickly, and then just pretty much same story as the first one. Oh, what was that clip? Okay, I've never seen something like that. That was really sketchy. Something about this track, actually, is that for some reason, this track has a golden balloon located out of bounds. It's not of any use to us in the run, because our rules dictate that you need to get all the balloons from their original sources. So, to ensure that all the races are actually completed, and that it's not substituted for any of the other balloons. But yeah, it's really weird that it's there. I'm not going to see it, quite. But yeah. Also, I finally am caught up with my splits now. If you get Dragonplane, your splits will meet back up after that. So, yeah. So believe it or not, we're actually done with with all first 4 worlds now. So, not too much left to go. First, what we got to do though is race that guy. Wow, imagine if you could race as that guy. Wouldn't that be crazy? Join us tomorrow. Anyway. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Hello, friend. Abracadabra.
Alright. You thought Bubbler 2 was hard? Casually? Yeah, this one's even harder casually. This is the casual player's nightmare. And also speedrunner's nightmare, kind of, because this is a really difficult card track. And it's made even more difficult by the fact that I've got music on, because this is pretty much the laggiest track in the game, and music just intensifies that even more. Gonna be hitting a stable 15 FPS for most of this. And nothing I can do about it, because it's too slow to just... Turning music off is just kind of too slow. Because we reset the console after Dragon 2, and we're going to reset it immediately after this race, so there's no point spending about 6 seconds going to the options turning music off. It can be worth it in some other splits. But yeah, my A-tapping is going to be really slow to account for the fact that I'm at 15 FPS pretty much constantly. I missed that zipper again. You can get a really nice chain with those ending zippers, but it's really difficult, especially in music on. Pretty much my only goal is don't fall in the drink, and we should be good. Nice. Oh, I didn't hit that zipper. Almost got it. Right, I have to wait a little bit before I press the reset button. Until... no. Okay, we have completed everything in the first 4 areas and we've beaten Wizpig. So, all that's left is to go even further beyond. A lot of players probably didn't even know this area exists.
Hello, abracadabra. Maybe know.
With the 4 trophies we've collected, and Wizpig being beaten, we can go up to that sign and something cool happens. Cat jam.
By the way, I don't have SamTV enabled on this channel.
It's okay.
Just to be aware.
That's fine. It's there in our hearts. So yeah, the lighthouse was actually a rocket ship all along. Somehow. So yeah, a lot of players probably didn't even know this world exists. So welcome to Future Funland. This is the final area in the game, kind of a secret one, and it's also the most difficult, I would say. Especially this track, Space Dust Alley. This can be a brutal track, no matter how you play it. I'll do my best here to play decently. Oh god. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, this is by far the hardest plane track in the run, and possibly the hardest track as a whole. So much can go wrong here. I was really lucky that worked. I had to do a lot of adjustments with doing little A taps there to make that work, and somehow it worked. And just tapping A for a little bit, or rather holding down the button. Nice. Can help you control your spacing in plane. Similarly to Dragon Forest with Dragon Plane, we can do the reset race cutscene skips here to immediately go to the silver coins. Although in this case it's because there's actually no mid-boss in this area. You just do the normal races, then you do the coin races, and then the final boss. So this just skips a step, and it again saves 12 seconds, as opposed to the normal 6. Oh god, oh god. I was asking for that to happen. Right. Really messy so far, but we nearly have all the coins. Thankfully the coins have somewhat generous hitboxes. Oh god. I tried to save that by holding A a little bit. Unfortunately, I did not. Any plane bonk is really devastating, usually. Plane bonk is pretty much accepted to be about a 5-second time loss every time. It takes a long time to build your speed back up. Nice. Alright, Space Dust Alley is completely done. And this is the track that has the music from the Lighthouse cutscene. Dark Moon Caverns. also known as lag caverns, because this is a really laggy track, especially with music on. Now this track is somewhat of a specialty of mine, I think. Especially in recent times. Whoops. I don't know why this track seems to click with me, but this is, for most people, a really difficult and frustrating track. And it's very inconsistent, even for like a top player. Let's see if I can do something here. I don't know, I just felt like crashing into that wall. And that one. Let's try it again. Okay, was way off on that one. No, not that one either. Nice. It's okay, we have a couple more chances. Might get to see something cool. This is a rather notorious coin base as well. Really important with those loops is that you have to get... There are 2 coins that are inside the loops, right there. You pretty much have to get them, or you're screwed. If you enter the loop lap 3 without having picked up one of those coins, you are just about screwed. So, you need to be... You need to just take it a bit slow, for the most part. To do that, but now we have all the coins. So we're free to do whatever we want, which includes... I didn't get it. I'm not surprised I'm not getting that one, but what if? What if? It's fine, I'm well ahead of estimate. Ah. It's okay, we've got one last chance. Maybe it'll come out. If it's feeling nice. Oh, whoa, what was that? Okay, that was really weird. I've never had anything like that. I didn't get it. Okay, but what if? But what if? I didn't get it. Damn it. I really would have liked to hit that. At least once. Oh well, what I was going for, the reason why I kept smashing into those walls, is because if you do that, if you kind of hit it perpendicularly, so at a 90-degree angle, exactly at the point where the boost starts, you can kind of fall off the loop. You kind of get the loop boost, but then you get tilted up vertically at like a 90-degree angle, and that allows you to go out of bounds and skip a decent portion of the track. Getting it on the first loop is a massive time save, about 5 seconds, but it's really hard to do. The second loop is a bit easier, but it only saves about 1 second. Unfortunately, I did not get any there, which is quite uncommon, given how many attempts I had, but oh well, that's fine. I had double Dragon Plane in this run, I can't complain. Yep. Forgot to mention, this is the last time though, for real. I promise. We do need to get the Future Funland trophy. It's technically not required to beat the game. Like, the final boss will open up regardless of whether you have it or not, but... yeah, for 100% we do need to get it. Oh, whoa, okay, my R button acting up there. That's odd. I never mentioned about the drifting, but it's, oh, what is going on? Oh no. I don't think that's my R button, that's just the track. To some extent. Okay, anyway, before I got interrupted by the track going completely wrong, yeah, I never mentioned about the drifting in this game, but it's more of a turning tool than anything. You use drifting when you want to really just move in one direction, and you can initiate them really quickly. So, oh, yikes, this Fossil Canyon. Oh, okay, not a good way to end it. For reference, I like to be hitting like 58 there, that is a 112. But yeah, you can really start and stop drifts really quickly in this game. For moving moves like this, to get those bananas in kind of a zigzag shape. And unlike a certain worse racing game on the N64, there are no mini-turbos in this game. Which a lot of people seem to have a problem with for some reason, which, okay. But this game has like full-size turbos. And I'm just saying, look at how fast you can go in this game. And tell me this isn't better than mini-turbos. Who wants tiny turbos? Anyway. Alright, final walk. It would be really funny if I got Dragon Plane again, but it would actually lose time in this instance. What I want to get is Overworld on this one, but I probably won't get it. Okay. The standard is kind of just to get Dragon Car every time, which is pretty boring, but it's usually what happens. But no, 2 Dragon Planes in that run, can't complain. Would have liked to see an Overworld in there as well, but still fine. Okay, so we might be seeing this track 3 times in a row. So it'll be a lot, but it'll all be in one go. So yeah, this track has a Japanese only out of bounds. Let's hope I get it. Nice. The reason for that is they literally forgot to put a polygon there. That's literally it. First release of the game, they just forgot to put a polygon there. You can literally just go out. It's quite amusing. It's not too hard of an out of bounds to do. There is definitely a very safe way to do it in runs. And after that, we're just flying in a triangle, really, between 3 checkpoints. And there's our future Funland trophy. So now we have to go into this track anyway. Let's go a bit faster this time, if I can do it a bit better. Oh dear, I missed the balloon. Okay, still got it. If you just hold A, B, and down, that works pretty well most of the time for that. If you go too fast, you'll end up crashing into the back wall and you'll be pushed out. Or rather, back in. Nice. So, yep, here's the 3rd one, but no more after this. So we're going to collect half the coins on lap 1 and then go back in bounds lap 3 and get the others we missed. I would really like to have a shield here. Okay, thankfully I was fine. That shield is really nice to provide extra insurance against those lasers in that room. Panic a little bit when you don't get it. Hit that checkpoint. I'm actually going to go up here. Right. There's number 6. Number 7. And number 8. Right. Alright. Last track. Just a normal in the coin race here, and then there's the final boss. And this is just a pretty simple and solid car track, to be honest. You don't want to fall off the bridge here, but that's really about it. Not much verticality in this one, no big jumps or anything. Just solid driving and drift switching. And a really cool balloon chain. Oops, I used that too late. That's still fine. Ooh, drumstick. Nice. Got all of the reset races in Future Funland. We've actually got all the cutscene skips in Future Funland up to this point, so if I get this one, I'll have a perfect 8 out of 8 for Future Funland. Yes. Our last normal race. And this is a pretty simple coin track, to be honest. There's pretty much no variation on the route here between different runners. There's one that I left on lap 1 to get some bananas, but we'll get it here. It'd be quite risky to get it quickly, but I don't know, I'm feeling risky. It's really not that bad once you get used to it. Entering the city is actually one of the instances in which I'm forcing the car down, so pushing up on the joystick. Because I really want to hit that zipper, but if I'm going too fast I'll go right over it. I should have used that shield, I might get karma for that. It doesn't look like I did. I hope I get this cutscene skip. No, I jinxed myself. I had it coming. Okay. So by my calculations, this run could be a 150. Oh, it's a big stretch. Normally I like to get at least a 149, but I mean I had a lot of stuff happen like right at the beginning of this run that kind of doomed it from the beginning, in a way, but as long as I can at least finish this decently, I can get a 150, which is good enough for my purposes. And just for comparison, my PB is a 147 and the world record is a 142. I can't believe this guy called me a worm. I'm gonna have to do something about that. So, if you've been doing your homework, if you've been watching the other plane tracks, you know how this is probably going to go. Oh dear. It's okay, there's a backup. Wow, okay. I actually missed it. This is no longer a 150. Oh dear. I don't usually miss that. Alright, let's take two. If you've been doing your homework, if you've been watching the other plane tracks run, you probably know how this is going to go. Okay, there we go. Cool. Don't go back in bounds. Okay, there we go. That is not too hard of an out of bounds usually, but sometimes I mess it up like that. It's not common for me to do that though. But yeah, not too much left here. Checkpoint right in the Whizpig head here. That purple stuff down there acts as water and it will bring you to its surface. Oh god, I nearly went back in bounds. It will bring you to the surface of it and also prevent you from doing a barrel roll, so you really don't want to touch it. Right, final lap here. Timing's gonna end when I cross the finish line on lap 3. Oh my god, I went back in bounds. Hey, let's see if I get the backup this time. Maybe I actually get to show it off. Nice, I got the backup. That's what I was trying to back it up with. Alright, timing's gonna end in about 5 seconds when I cross the finish line. Right. Cool. 151.24 for me. Very messy run. Was really hoping to get a sub 150, but like at least I'm comfortably under my estimate. In part because my estimate's very safe. Since I've submitted to this marathon, I've started lowering. I have started lowering my estimate to 153. I mean, and yeah, this still falls comfortably under that even. So you know what? Good enough. Yeah, I mean, I had some. I lost like 30 seconds in the very first split in the overworld. A lot of stuff happened in this run, but I did get double dragon plane, and I'll remember it for that. It's my first time getting that. There's really not too much to go over other than that. The credits will play out here, and there is the credits will reveal a cheat code that you can use. Normally we play a little game where we guess what code it will be, but I mean, I'm not expecting anyone to know what the codes are here, so no worries about that. Yeah, I really don't have too much else to say other than shout out to the whole DKR community. It is genuinely the best speedrun community I've ever been part of, and even having met up with them in real life at last ESA is my favourite community to be a part of. I'm really glad that these people exist and are making the game as fun as it is to run. It's a very fun game to run, and if it interested you in any way, then I'd highly recommend joining the Discord server. And I think that's about it for me for today. Join me, catch me again tomorrow, where I will be running the DS version of this game, which has its own quirks that you'll want to see.